This is Brian King. In this exercise, which I refer to as the first thought of the day, we're going to explore how you can declare every single morning what experience you want to have of the world and what experience you are going to bring to others by virtue of you participating in the world. This is a very life-affirming, proactive strategy. It's not just about creating an affirmation where you're thinking happy, happy thoughts all day. This is about you being determined to be a creator as opposed to a reactor. Someone who wakes up and says, oh, let's see what the day brings. Or I wonder what's going to happen today. That life is something of the past for you, where you are determining how you feel by the way people treat you, act towards you, whatever is on the news that morning. That's not how you function any longer. You are now going to be taking the proactive step of creating the life that you want. And believe it or not, it starts by planting that seed first thing in the morning of what you are going to create that day. And I've created a whole exercise around how to do this so that you can make it a habit. At first, it might seem a little awkward because you've never been this focused before, especially first thing in the morning when you might be a little tired, you haven't had your coffee yet, you get up on the wrong side of the bed, whatever the reasons that you found in the past to wake up crabby. Maybe it's just because it's a Monday. The calendar has told you that you are supposed to be crabby. Your peers have told you that Mondays suck, and you've decided to believe that and allowed that to really sully your mindset in terms of what that day is going to bring you. But as I said, that's in the past. We are now taking control of the first thought we have of the day so that we can take control of the quality of our lives. So let me walk you through this strategy, okay? The first step is you want to prime the pump a little bit. So we're going to start actually the night before. So before you go to sleep each night, decide what your first thought will be when you wake up. Consider yourself a sprinter. You're at the starting block. You know that the sound of the gun is coming, and you think about exactly what you're going to do when that happens. You get your hands, your feet, your body in position so that when that gun fires, you are ready to start sprinting. But in this case, the sound of the gun may be an alarm clock. Maybe a rooster if you live out in the country. It's that first indication that it is time to get up and take action. So think about what your first thought's going to be and make it positive. Something you're excited about doing, not something that you're just going to tolerate or get through. So you're not going to pick, okay, well, I got to promise not to complain, while I'm dealing with the commute. Okay, so you're promising not to feel bad. Not exactly positive. I promise not to give the finger to that guy that cuts me off every morning. Again, not what we're going for here. Instead, if you said, I'm going to smile all the way to work because of how grateful I am to be employed, because of how grateful I am to work with the people that I do. If it's your own business, maybe you're only going as far as the kitchen where your laptop is or your own home office. You can say, I'm going to begin the day with gratitude that I get to serve my clients on my terms. See, the key word in this is gratitude. That you are committed to feeling grateful as opposed to focusing on maybe some of the drudgery of running your business or doing your job that you don't care for. The paperwork, the endless meetings, that's not what you're going to emphasize. That's not what you're going to prioritize in the course of your day. You are going to prioritize noticing those things that you are grateful for and emphasizing spending more time with that. So you're going to spend more time in a state of gratitude and less time in a state of frustration. Make sense? There's a saying by Tony Robbins that where focus goes, energy flows. So when you focus on the things you're grateful for, surprise, surprise, you will find more things to be grateful for. If one of your priorities is, I'm going to say thank you more today. I want to spend more time feeling what it's like to thank another human being. And I am going to spend more time complimenting people today for what it is I enjoy about them. The list is virtually endless for the positive experience you can choose to have and create for others. And trust me, they will notice the difference. And they will also remember those moments with you because you spent so much time focusing on their experience as well. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Once you've chosen what your first thought is going to be when you wake up, a positive thought about something you're going to do, not just something you're going to think. Because again, this isn't about affirmations. This is about changing your habits, changing your behavior. So it's something you're going to do, an action you're going to take. That after you've chosen it, make a promise to yourself to have that thought first thing in the morning. Rehearse it. Imagine yourself hearing the alarm, getting up, and thinking, I'm going to be grateful today. I'm going to thank more people today. I'm going to compliment more people for the things I appreciate them for. So you are prepared to say it first thing. Then when you wake up, get that thought into your head as soon as possible. Now you may wake up and say, I'm really tired. But since you practiced your thought, you'll remember that's not what I promised myself I would do. So you quickly bring that thought into play. You say, okay, well, yeah, I'm tired. However, I have decided that I'm going to be more grateful today. Make sense? Then give yourself the time to feel the excitement that comes along with the idea of doing this, of feeling grateful, of looking at the smile on people's faces when you compliment them. Let that excitement fill you up. And every time you feel it waning, maybe somebody had a crabby morning, maybe the boss comes in and snaps at you and pulls you off balance a little bit. When you feel that shift, you can say to yourself, okay, well, yeah, the boss is having a bit of a mood. However, I've decided I'm going to be more grateful today. And let it fill you up again. This is a powerful way of teaching you that you control your emotional state. There are people that will invite you to get off your path. But the more you are aware of what you want your path to look like, the easier it is to pull yourself back. Now, here's a very important part of this. Accountability. You don't want to give yourself the option of quitting halfway through, of rationalizing and saying, well, I tried it, I failed. Oh, well, at least I tried. And then kid yourself into thinking that that's success. No, we want you to follow through with this because we want to really compel you to turn this into a new habit because this one strategy, you would not believe how this can shift your life. So the accountability is you need to tell someone what you're doing. Tell them, hey, I'm trying out this new strategy where I begin the day thinking about something positive I want to bring into the world. And tell somebody whose opinion you value. Because if it's someone that you could kind of take or leave, you're not going to care whether they're upset. You're not going to care whether you lied to them. So make sure it's somebody that's close to you. And say, I'm telling you this because I want you to hold me to it. It's something new that I'm doing, and there's always a concern that I might sabotage myself. So I want you to be my partner in this. I want you to hold me to it. How are they going to hold you to it? Because at the end of the day, you're going to follow up with him or her and share the results. Tell them how it went. And be honest. Say, it started off this particular way. Either I started with it in my head right away, or I had to remind myself. It was hard to keep my promise when I was in traffic and I really wanted to cuss that person out, but this is how I brought myself back to it. It was difficult when the leading salesperson was absent from the office and everybody was scrambling because they missed this person's leadership, or somebody came in sick and I was really nervous that I might get sick too. And at first I resented the person, but then I remembered that my job was to compliment this person, not blame them. Let this person know your process, because it's good for you to hear it too. Because you can give yourself credit for all the times you pulled yourself back on goal. Imagine how awesome that's going to feel. And if you're having some difficulty finding what it is you want your first thought to be, I came up with 2 questions to help you identify the thoughts that aren't working. The first question is this: is what I'm thinking going to move my business forward? Or if you have a job, is what I'm thinking going to help me serve my clients? Is what I'm thinking going to help me help my employer get the best results that I've promised to create for them? The second question is, will this attitude bring value to my clients? In other words, when they ask me how am I doing, am I going to say I'm a little crabby today, or I'm a little underslept? Is this something that you would really bring to a client conversation to make them assured that you're in it, that you're focused on creating value for them? Or are they going to be concerned that this sluggish person isn't really 100% committed to helping me? And when you start a process of elimination, saying, okay, this thinking is not going to help me move my business forward, this attitude is not going to help me connect with my clients, through process of elimination, you could very well come up with 1 or 10 possible options of what you could be thinking instead. So now it's your time to execute, to start practicing the strategy. And practice it for a couple days, unless you have an incredible amount of success the first day. And you may not. Some habits are more difficult to change than others. But I'm fully confident that you can do this, especially if we do it together. So spend a day or 2 with this and message me, email me, let me know how it goes. And we can celebrate together or make some tweaks first. Either way, get started and stay in touch. Here's to your success.